All right, hey everyone, this is Paul C. Torina, nutritional therapist and Nativist life coach out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And I wanted to share something with you today. I thought about it on my walk this morning, and sometimes I get inspired with these ideas and these concepts, and I want to share it. So this is something that applies to me for sure. I did a little exercise this morning, and it was extremely beneficial. So, our opening statement for the day is: difficult decisions are only really difficult leading up to the decision. The decision itself is not difficult, right? The decision itself happens in an instant, and then you're moving forward with it. What's difficult is the anxiety and the procrastination and the worry and the fret that comes along with making a decision. Now, when you think about it, all of our greatest evolution and growth comes from these difficult, sticky moments, right? Once you move past them, you're always better for it. What's difficult is all the worry and anxiety that comes along with making that decision, right? So if you were to think about the things that are weighing on your mind right now, the things that are really bugging you, for those of you doing our journaling process, we have what we call our top threes, which is you think about the top three things weighing on your mind in this moment every morning. And if you were to ask yourself that question right now, think about it. What are those top three things that are weighing on your mind right now? All right, and you probably have a little bit of anxiety and stress, associated with those things. Now I want you to think about being on the other side of those things. All right, what if you made a decision to move through those things or do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do? Think about how freeing that feels to be on the other side of those different decisions. Right, that should give you just a little bit of motivation to work with them and do something with it. So the difficulty is leading up to the decision, but when you make the decision, it's done and you're moving forward. All right, so there's a couple things that I want to talk about, though, because there's some things that can be confusing. I was certainly aware of this with myself, and it's why it's something that I teach with my private clients now, and that is the difference between gut instinct, logic, rationalization, and conditioned bias. Okay, so a lot of times I think that we mistake conditioned biased and logical thinking, rationalization, with gut instinct. So a lot of times we may look at a decision and think to ourselves, okay, well, my gut instinct is telling me that I don't need to do that, or I don't want to do that. And it's probably not your gut instinct. It's probably the anxiety and the stress that comes along with making a decision like that, right? So we can't confuse this, logical, conditioned, biased way of thinking with gut instinct. What I think is a much better way to look at things, especially if you're dealing with these difficult situations, is to ask your heart, what is it that needs to be done here? What is the right thing to do? Or what is it that I must do in this situation? And when you ask those kind of questions, the answers become very clear, okay? So I've got a little three-step process that I think would be really beneficial. If you just take the time to do this, I think it's going to be a really big game changer for you, all right? Number one, take out a blank sheet of paper, and you'll want to turn it longwise, and you'll want to make 3 columns out of it. And on the left-hand side, you're going to write down these 3 things that are weighing on your mind, these 3 areas of difficulty for you. In the middle column, next to those things, you're going to write out the thing that must be done. And again, ask yourself, what is it that has to be done? What is it that I must do in this situation? Ask your heart. You can even do a little ecology check and make sure that if I make this decision, how does that impact me and all those other people that are affected by it, right? And if the ecology check checks out great, then that's a really good decision that needs to be made. All right, and in that third column, what we'd want to do for each one of those things is list out the worst case scenario that could possibly happen for making that decision, and then the best case scenario that could possibly happen for making that decision. And when you look at those 2 things and you understand what's really at stake here, I think in most cases we're going to understand that making that decision is something that we can do because we already know what the worst case scenario is, all right? And chances are it's going to turn out for the better anyway, because remember, there is no such thing as a bad decision or a bad thing. There's no right or wrong turns. There's only new turns, right? And so when you make that decision, you're moving forward and you're dealing with it, and you're either getting what you want or you're getting feedback to let you know what you need to do to change course to get what you want, okay? All right, I hope that's helpful. I know it was for me. Love you guys so much. Talk to you soon.